All right, Shalom. Like we always do, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Yakim out there pushing this truth in all sincerity, putting lives and freedom on the line. To all the confusion of faces, the strangers of Israel that scattered abroad of all the nations who are looking like other nations, who are coming into the fold and understanding who they are. Shalom, peace and blessings unto you. All right, so today is 10/31, also known as so-called Halloween. So we're going to go into Halloween and how it is a paganistic ritual and festival that you should not be participating in, or those people those men or women that are in the truth and of the knowledge of who they are, they know that this is a wicked paganistic ritual and that should not be celebrated. But we got a lot of people still caught up in these churches and these harlot houses who still want to entertain and go to these Halloween parties and do all this and get dressed up and do all of these things, and where the Lord said not to do or be part of that, because that is, that's all paganism. That has nothing to do with the scriptures. That's going against the scriptures. All right, so let's go into Halloween and the origin of Halloween. All right, Halloween is pagan in nature. All right, it goes back to the Celtic festival Samhain, which was the Celtic New Year. And generally, look at what time of year it is. It's near going into the fall, when everything is basically dying. It's going to be dying off, so that cannot be the New Year. New Year is going to be the birth of everything's coming back anew and refresh. So the New Year is roughly around March, April, not in the middle of the winter. All right. It was also known the Day of the Dead. So here it is. We're dealing with a ritual and a festival that's dealing with death. All right. It was believed the dead that died that year roamed the earth the night of Samhain. So they believed that if whoever had died earlier during that year, preceding that year, that this spirit was walking around the earth, that night. All right. So what happened during these festivals? Let's see what proceeded and happened during this festival. They danced around bonfires to keep evil spirits away. So you have the big woods all piled up, and they set it on fire, and they'll be dancing around. Almost like sometimes when you go see some of these college parties, there's these Edomites be into, they be having that big bonfire going. Because why? Because that's in their nature, this paganistic ritual. And even our people are getting caught up in this. All right. But they left the doors open, hoping kind spirits of loved ones would join them. So here it is. They would dance around the bonfires to keep the evil spirits away, but they leave the door open to their homes, hoping that kind spirit or friendly spirits of their loved ones would come and join them in these festivals. All right. Let's see. And at that time, divination. Okay, and let's look at that word divination. Divination is the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. That is divination. So here it is. There was practicing things on the left-hand side, trying to figure things out. All right. Because they had no real knowledge of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, of the truth. So at that time, divination was thought to be more effective than other times. So they thought this evening of all the evenings throughout the year was the best time to do it, and where they're the most powerful, I believe, or I guess. Many methods was used to ascertain who might marry. So they was searching out who's going to get married for marriage, what great person might be born, what great person was going to come onto this earth and do whatever that needed to be done, or who would rise to prominence, or who might die. Okay, so this is what was going on. This is what was believed for in this evening that a lot of people are going to be partaking in, and they don't even know what they celebrate. All right. So now here is the meat and the whole thing of it coming up here. The spirits were believed to be entertained by the living or to find a body to possess for the incoming year. So those very same so-called people that had presumably died earlier that year, they thought that their spirits was roaming the earth on that evening, and they was entertained, and they was looking for a body to possess. All right. So here, i.e., here's the reason why people dress up as they do in all these ghastly ghouls, goblins, witches, and everything. The reason for dressing up like witches, ghosts, and goblins, villagers could avoid being possessed. So that's the whole purpose and the whole idea of being dressed up as a witch, a warlock, a ghost, or anything of the dead that's a ghastly nature, was for that very reason. So what did the Lord think about? So let's see what the Lord thinks about you being as a witch or Wiccan, or even portraying when it's just the same thing as acting like a witch. This is Exodus 22 verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So a witch is supposed to be put to death, man. But you want to run around here dressed like a witch, or dress your child up like a witch. You're teaching your child heathenistic ways, man. You know, and things that you should not be doing. So that's your witches. What the Lord said you should do to the witches. And let's see, where do the vampires come in? Let's see where Leviticus, if I'm correct, 7. This is Leviticus 7, and we're going to start at 26. Moreover, you shall eat no manner of blood, whether it be of a fowl or of beast, in your own dwellings. Whatsoever soul it be that entertaineth any manner of blood, even the soul shall be cut off from his people. So here's that concept of drinking the blood, the vampire. I've got to drink the blood, blah, blah. I got to drink the blood to survive. You know, Sesame Street, Count Dracula, 1. You know, and this is why they indoctrinating your children early too. So this is the concept of the vampire and the blood, and it even goes into with Esau, because Esau has this thing when he kills an animal, he wants to drink the blood. He does not shy away from that blood, man. He loves that blood. Okay, let's go to the ghost, which should be Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh, your power. So this is dealing with familiar spirits, will be considered ghosts, and that also goes into those people that said that they're mediums. I could talk to the dead. You're not supposed to deal with these things. These people you're not supposed to deal with. But these are your ghosts. You're dealing with familiar spirits, and you know you're not supposed to be dealing with this. Let's look at your wizards. It's a lot for me. Give me a little moment. That would be Deuteronomy 18:11. Same thing, Deuteronomy 18:11. I'm going to start at 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth the divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. So here it is, being want to be a wizard and all these other things dealing with the witchcraft and wicked, you're not supposed to be indulged with that. I know some people be like, "Oh, we're just dressing up to do it," but you're entertaining that spirit, and you're doing the same thing, which is a pagan ritual. All right. Let's I believe that's Corinthians. Let's go to Corinthians 10. Let me try to help me zip through there real quick. So, and that's the other thing too. Our people like to just say, "Oh, it's just for the kids." It's nothing wrong with that. It's just for the kids. Nah, it is something wrong with it. You're not supposed to deal with it. All right. Let's go with this is Corinthians 10 and we're gonna go 10 and 20 going to 21. But I say that the things but I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to power. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers in the Lord's table and the table of devils. So you can't be saying that you're I'm a Christian or and whatever you want to say, and you want to go party and celebrate and partake in this wicked holiday. You cannot be part of it. You must separate and sever yourself from this world and all the evilness that it does. Even though if it looks like people are like, he don't do that no more. Yeah, because once you get to the understanding that these things are paganistic and are evil and wicked, you should not be partaking. If you're an Israelite, you should be striving for the perfection of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah and trying your best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And like he said in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, we're you're a holy people, man. The Lord separated us from everybody else, and so you must separate yourself from this world and everything that's about it, even this holiday. I think I got one more, which would be Ecclesiastes 9 and 5. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. So, after you're dead, you're going to mourn for these people, and, they're going to go to the spirit world, and that's how it is. But for you to go ahead and they're not going to be roaming around on the earth and stuff like that. No, once you die and your body go. Matter of fact, this is go right back into it and to prove this. That's not, let me use my own words. This Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was. So your body starts off as everybody's the dust of the earth. All right. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to God who gave it. So your body dies. Spirit leaves your body, turns cold because your spirit is the one that gives it heat. Your body goes on the ground, decomposes back to the earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and your spirit goes to the Heavenly Father. You're not walking around here in what the Catholic would say purgatory or whatever. That doesn't happen. That's for the good and the bad, the wicked and the good, and the evil, because there's no one good but Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. So, and that's what happens. So what our people got to understand, and see, our people don't understand, and what these people, the Celtics didn't understand, and they couldn't understand is a lot of, they was trying to figure things out, but it was dealing on the left hand side, and so they didn't have understanding. So let's touch upon two things that was done in the Celtic celebration, and that was who might marry. I'm Salaki, not that, or who would rise to prominence and whatnot. And so we all know Yahweh Shem Yahshua is the one that controls all things. And who's going to be king? Who's going to be leaders? Who's going to be the rich? Who's going to be the poor or the middle class? The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua is in control of all these things, and everybody's lot is already set, and we just have to play our role that we have been given. All right, this is Daniel's 4:17. So this is going into about who's going to be in the promise, because that's what in prominence, which is I guess is a good high state or stature of being a president like Trump is right now, or being a king or a ruler or a chief or whoever a position of leadership or however you want to call it. This is Daniel 4:17. This the matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua decides who's going to be a ruler and who's going to be a king. So that thought of you, well, I voted and I'm responsible. No, your vote don't mean nothing. That's an illusion. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to decide who's going to be in charge. He's going to put certain men in places to rule, to do his will that he wants done. And that also tells you, that let you women out there, that this kingdom is ruled by men. For you think that you have, I have my rights. I'm a woman. I got women's life. Guess what? All your rights that you have, that you think you got, guess what? A man gave it to you. Think about that. All right. And the last thing, and they used to also try to find out who might die. So who's in charge? Who's in charge of death? You know. So they must understand this. And so this is Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So this is Yahweh Shem Yahshua says, he what? He does what? He kills, and he makes alive. So what? And he heals. So if you get sick, guess what? Lord sanctioning for you to be sick. If a person gets killed violently, tragically, however they go, or died a so-called good old age, hey, the Lord decided that. And I make alive. So when you having a child, and if the child is stillborn, guess what? The Lord decided, hey, it ain't gonna happen. If when a child is given life, when you have been blessed with the life of a child, guess what? The Lord gave you that life, gave you that, put that spirit in that baby. And if you get sick and you want to be, and you get healed and you're cured, guess who did it? Yahweh Shem Yahshua did it. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So when the Lord decides and makes that call and says it's time, it's checkout time for you, there ain't no fighting in the world can do. Ain't no modern medicine going to do it. No electrical shock trying to bring you back alive. No machine breathing for you. It's time to go. It's time to go. You know, so our people got to understand that Holloween, paganistic in all ways, has nothing to do with the scriptures. It's wicked. It's evil. Stay out of it. Leave it alone. Cut yourself off from this wicked world. All right. And I said I was going to try to make the video short. Didn't want to go much into it. And that's it. And once again, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahashah, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash, and double honors to Apostle Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Yakim out there. Shalom.